Again, welcome back to Scott and Wanda's World. I'm obviously Scott, and that is not Wanda. That was very good. Dean's beer review. How you doing, mate? Fucking
all right, mate. Not bad.
Yeah. So I sort of said, so we haven't done anything for a little while, to be fair, mate. You've taken sort of a little bit of a more relaxed approach to YouTube beer reviews, should we call it?
Yeah. It's just a bit here and a bit there sort of thing. I'm not going to throw the towel in and just call it a day or anything, because that would be a shame. But yeah, just a video here and a video there sort of guy now, really, and I'm quite happy with that. This sort of stuff, having a beer with you any day, mate. You know.
Yeah, I was saying on the live stream, we've just been having about a 20-minute conversation, and then
yeah,
something a bit weird happened, so I've stopped to start it again. I was saying on live stream the other day, I'm very lucky that I've got two very good friends from YouTube, yourself and obviously Dave the Blue Van Man.
Yeah.
And we've said for a long time, me and you, that YouTube was the vehicle that brought a friendship together. It's not necessarily the vehicle that's needed to keep that friendship going.
No, it's I mean, the way I'm looking at this today is having a couple of beers with a good mate. That's how I'm seeing it.
And hopefully, I know they're two good beers. Obviously, I've had both of them. You haven't tried this one. Now, do you want to introduce both the beers, my friend?
Yes, I will. So we're taking a look at it's not new, is it? Because it's been out for a while, but new in Lidl, I guess.
Yeah.
The collab with BUDVAR out the Czech Republic, and of course, good old Thornbridge.
Yeah.
Is it Bakewell, Derbyshire? Is it?
Bakewell, Derbyshire.
Bakewell, Derbyshire. So yeah, a nice little collab. Two cracking breweries in their own right, really. 4.8% Czech style lager.
Absolute steal. See, this was, as Dean said, this was originally, I think it was originally released as you could only get it if you were part of the Thornbridge Members Club monthly. So you could order. They went out to some breweries, had it on tap. So I think it's been around for about I think it was May when it first sort of materialised.
Yeah, I mean, you're in safe hands with BUDVAR on their own. As for Thornbridge, I think they've made a few decent lagers over the years. Lucas, that's pretty decent. Yep. I don't know if that's still going anymore. They did a beer a long while ago when they were in the old 500ml format, which they're starting to revert back to now, and that was called Bayern, and that was a German. I think it was a German Pilsner. That was absolutely top notch. So I think it'll be pretty good. I know you've done a review of it.
Yeah, I had it. I thought it was very good. I had a little bit of a look this morning because you know me, researching me is absolute zero. I mean, if it could be less than zero, it probably would. Obviously,
yeah, you just want to know the better bones, don't you?
Obviously, the other beer we've got is the absolute classic, which is the BUDVAR. For me, I thought it was a bit of a strange collab. Obviously, it's BUDVAR's. I think it's their first ever collab beer. I think Thornbridge is a slightly strange pick out. If I was going to go for a British lager, I'd probably go for Utopian.
Utopian, yeah. I mean, then out of Devon, they're really, I mean, they're just lager through and through. That's all they do, really.
So
it's been a while since I've had a Utopian beer, but yeah, that'd be a pretty good shout. That would for them getting together. But hey, I mean, there's some sort of obviously they've got a relationship, a business relationship somewhere. Yeah.
From Thornbridge's point of view, it's a hell of a coup to put in a worldie like these guys into your brewery to do any sort of collab is a hell of a coup.
I mean, you think someone like, I mean, Brewdog would muscle in on that collab. Camden for sure.
Yep, Camden.
So yeah, fair play to Thornbridge for getting it off the ground, really, and it's obviously been brewed at Thornbridge. So yeah, let's.
So I checked on the ingredients. Obviously, it's called CZECH MATES. Obviously, two mates reviewing a CZECH MATES lager. It's using obviously brewed in the Czechoslovakia in the Czech Republic. BUDVAR. This is obviously brewed up in Bakewell. It's using Goldings hops and not SARS, and obviously a completely different malt build from what they use out in the Czech Republic. but I think they use their decoction method, which
Decoction,
I've
yeah.
googled, which is where they take some of the malt out and reboil it and add it back in again. So I think that's correct, something like that, and then to get it to a certain temperature during the. So what actually Budvar have had to do with it? Don't know.
We'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to trying it, and I'm looking forward to see how it goes up against Budvar as well.
So what was it? This is 4.8 and Budvar's 5, isn't it? So there's not a fantastic amount in it.
Right.
Well, go for it, mate. Now, I said in my review, mate, that I thought that the mouthfeel on the CZECH Mates was just a little bit less than the Budvar.
Right, okay.
But without having them right next to each other, I don't know. Someone said also that I should have picked we should have picked cans up of the Budvar. I said, look, scientific experiment with just a couple of blokes having a beer.
Yeah, I mean that would be the. It's hard to get hold of the. Is it a 6-pack that they do?
It is. It's a 6-pack. You can get it in Morrison's, but I didn't really want to go and have a 6-pack, if I'm honest.
No, like you said, mate. It's just a couple of mates having a few beers. There's nothing. There's no rhyme or reasoning to it. At the end of the day, is there?
No, we're not experts, mate.
No such thing.
So on as you're looking at, on the right is the Budvar. On the left is the CZECH Mates.
There's not a lot in that.
It's very, very close. For on my eye, I'd say the CZECH Mates is a shade, and I mean a shade lighter.
Yeah, no, I they look a carbon copy colour wise to me. There's a little bit more of carbonation in the CZECH Mates, but this Staroparum glass is nucleated, so that'll be why. But carbonation in the Budvar though. So yeah,
mine aren't. So they're more or less the same, mate. To be fair.
Yeah.
Right, should we go for a nose on the CZECH Mates, pal?
Yep. Lovely and crisp. What you want?
Crisp, clean.
Yeah. Little smidgen of citrus in there, but yeah, it's a lovely. It's got that. I always say when I'm having a decent, well-made lager, it's that crisp, sharp snap when you smell it, and then when you taste it, instant sort of refreshing. It smells really good, mate.
And for me, there is a subtle difference. Obviously, you got the SARS hops in the Budvar.
Yeah.
There is a subtle difference.
A little bit more punchy on the aroma, I think, the Budvar.
Yeah. Just equally, the CZECH Mates for a British made CZECH lager smells right.
Yeah, massive difference in aromas. The Budvar for me there's a little bit more citrus popping on the aroma.
There's just a little bit more going on, mate, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely more intense on the aroma.
Anyway, cheers, pal.
CZECH Mates. Cheers.
Fucking flies.
£1.79, isn't it? That's a decent, well-made bloody beer.
It's nice, isn't it?
Lovely, crisp.
Very, very crisp, very soft in the mouth. I said on my video, I always get like a honey sweetness from Budvar, and that actually transfers in there as well.
Yeah, there is a nice little. It's a very well balanced beer. That is, it's crisp, it's clean. You've got that little bit of a citrus twang in there, with a bit of sweetness to back it up. Yeah, I'd go along with something like a honey sweetness. It's nice, but not overboard.
No.
Biscuity.
There's some white bready in it. It's nice bready. Quite floral as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a, if the weather was red hot, which it bloody should be for August, £1.79 a go on that. You could have a good afternoon on that, couldn't you?
Well, Thornbridge, that's got to be a loss leader for Thornbridge into Lidl at that price, because it's still on their website at £3 a can. Someone said that, I think that's got something to do. You get a glass or something. I haven't checked that out.
Oh, right.
But at £1.79 a can, I went in Lidl this morning to get some to pick this up, and where they had a whole row of these, there was 2 left. So I picked another one up as well. But at £1.79, mate, it is an absolute steal. That's
a good go-to beer, that is. I know the Lidl where you are, it's a stone's throw away, and you can quite happily just, you know, if you've got nought in the fridge, little stroll down to Lidl, you know, with a £5 and get a few beers, and it's not breaking the bank, is it? Because it's delivering. It's a quality beer, that is. Yeah.
That is whoever's managed to get that into Lidl at £1.79 a can has pulled off probably the master stroke of the year for a supermarket as a beer for me. I think it's and if they could get that in, even at £2, £3 a can, if they could get that into Lidl consistently, I think that'll sell by the bucket load.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, if this was in, say this was a Tesco drop or a Sainsbury's drop, and it was £3 a can, I wouldn't argue with it at £3 a can. But I mean, £1.79, that's just value of the year. That is.
It is incredible. When I saw, I think it was Adam Mersey Beers told me about it on Thursday night when I was doing a live stream. He said it was coming in, and I know he commented on the video saying that he saw 12 and picked them all up at that price because he had it tap, and you can't argue with it.
No. Solid as a rock stuff, that is.
Right, see how it goes against Budvar then, Dean.
Budvar, yeah. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, mate. I am going to stand by what I said in my video, that I think there is a slightly more in the body in Budvar than in the CZECH MATES. I think there's like a sip. I'm not saying there's syrup in it. It's like a syrupy sort of more stickiness in the mouth than
it's a lot harsher without meaning it to be making it a bad beer, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit more in your face, sort of. It's a lot sharper. It's got a hell of a lot more depth than the CZECH MATES, but I'm finding on the mouthfeel, the CZECH MATES is a lot softer and pillowy on the mouthfeel.
I agree with that.
This one's a lot more aggressive.
I agree with that.
Still very, very nice, but it's a bit more dominant. Yeah. I mean, they're both cracking beers, mate. And they're both completely different beers, I think, as well. Mouthfeel wise, flavour wise. Yeah, we're both drinking decent lagers, but they are going down different avenues for me.
Yeah. There's very subtle differences, isn't there? Mouthfeel is completely different. I think there's a more. I'm going to use the words fuller experience coming from the Budvar. I think it's giving more within that, as you say, a harsher mouthfeel. But I think I'm getting more flavour from the Budvar than I am from the CZECH MATES. But I think the CZECH MATES is probably an easier drink than Budvar.
Yeah, you could definitely drink more CZECH MATES.
Yeah,
I think the drinkability factor to it, the mouthfeel factor to it, makes it extremely more drinkable, and it doesn't necessarily sacrifice flavour with that, because you do get flavour from it. It is a flavourful lager, but I think if you were sessioning the Budvar, you get a little bit bloated and gassy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a lot more heavier, but cracking. Both of them are.
I'm still stunned that's at a supermarket at that price, because it is a very, very good beer for that price.
Yeah. But I mean, Budvar, as it is now, it's here to stay. That's going nowhere. It's you can pretty much pick that up anywhere. The CZECH Mates, it might be one of these sort of it came and it went sort of beers, which would be a shame. I mean, it'd be absolutely cracking if they just rolled this out constantly, but I can't see that happening.
But which would be a shame, because there's we cry out for decent, well-made lager.
We need it. We definitely need it, really. People have tried. People have succeeded, but on a very small scale. I know you was talking about Utopian earlier on. Yeah. I mean, if you can get their beers, it's all well and good, but it's not available to every man and his dog. And I think the supermarkets really need something like this on a regular basis to satisfy people that appreciate a decent lager.
And I think that would sit quite well on whether they put it into bottle or if they left it in can. I think that would sit quite nicely on that side of the aisle with things like Staraprumen, Budvar, Vorsteiner, all of that lot. I think that would sit quite nicely as a very decent alternative to those style of beers.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, mate. I'm a big fan of this style. I really try and big it up as much as I can when I have a decent glass of it.
Yeah.
And I think this I've had Budvar countless times like you, and it's very well made. It's decent. It's consistent. It's a reliable lager. The CZECH Mates, it's really, really good. I'm impressed by it.
Yeah, I am. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm eternally grateful for Lidl for actually having someone that's whoever's done that deal, whether it's Thornbridge who've gone to them or they've gone to Thornbridge and Budvar, and so whoever set that deal up deserves a huge amount of respect. And getting it in at a price where people can afford it is where people have got a lot less money in their pocket. It's a tremendous as I used the word coup earlier. It's a tremendous coup for Lidl. I think they deserve. They've had some absolute shit in some of their beer drops. That is one that probably sits quite comfortably in the top 5, if not top of the shop.
I mean, for me, it's a standout beer. It's a standout supermarket beer. Yeah, people might just say, "Oh, it's a lager." What you're on about? But that is a standout beer for me. I'd put that quite happily in a top 20 of supermarket beers, i.e. something like the Wild Beer Wildebeest that dropped in Morrison's years ago for £2.50.
£2.50 a fucking bottle.
It goes in the same boat as that, really. It's one of them sort of, it's been put into the supermarkets. It's a steal.
I think we should do that, me and you. I reckon we should go away. Right, this is an idea. I've never even thought of this. We should go away and come up with our top, 10, 20 beers from supermarkets that you've had over the time. We're not going to tell each other what we've done, what you've got. I'll do mine as well, and we'll come back and do a video on it. 20 to number 1. Yeah,
that'd be pretty good, actually. Top 20, you say?
I reckon top 20, mate.
Yeah, I think we could get to top 20 quite easily.
When you start nailing into it, there's fucking hundreds of them.
You go back into your archives and some of the beers that have dropped in the supermarkets, early doors ones as well, because obviously we said this before, haven't we? They start messing about with it.
So you're cheating. You'd be going about 6 years longer than me, so you'd be cheating.
I know, but craft beer wasn't in the supermarkets all that time, though, was it? My top 5 would just be wheat beer, mate. You'd be absolutely fine. Wheat beers. Yeah, wheat beers is good as well.
Absolutely love wheat beers these days. I've got a West Electron 12 in the fridge. I've got Quack to unbox. I'm a very lucky boy at the minute. I'm beginning to feel a little bit better. I've got my taste.
Elusive have got a couple of new Westies out as well, mate.
Oh, mate, don't talk to me about Elusive. No. I accidentally cracked my glass.
Yeah, you've got to do a proper burial for that.
So I need to get to Elusive at some point and get a new glass. But yeah, let's wrap this one up, mate. Two fantastic, very different beers.
Yeah,
they are very different, but for a UK brewed attempt at a Czech lager, that's sound.
Yeah, really, really good. I mean, if this was a mystery beer and you were blind tasting it, you might even go along the lines of saying this could be brewed by Utopian.
Yeah,
it's of that caliber, I think.
And Utopian are a real shame because their lager is all fantastic and it's all really, really decently priced. It's not expensive. So for any guys out there that watch this and like a really well-made British lager, look at Utopian because it is fantastic and very, very cheap.
Yeah, the British Pilsner is a standout one. If you ever see that around, I think it's a blue can.
I think when I had the Beer Musketeer and I did that £15 bottle shop challenge, and I think I ripped his arms off because I had about 4 of the Utopian beers and they came to about £5, a lot of them.
Yeah. very well priced as well for an independent, small, local craft brewery that goes to the trouble of brewing lagers. And we all know that lager takes damn sight longer to brew than your regular beers. For charging £2.50, £2.75 for a well-made lager, again, you can't argue with it. It's solid stuff, Utopian.
Absolutely. Dean, thank you ever so much for doing that. They're both great beers. You're not gonna if you can get to a Lidl and they've still got that in stock.
Fill your trolley.
Yeah, get your trolley out and empty that.
If you've got to fight over it, fight over it.
Yeah, don't fight over bog roll and water. Fight over checkmate. It's one of the most important things.
Yeah.
If you don't subscribe to Dean's Beer Reviews, go and give him a subscribe. Loveliest man on YouTube, best beer reviewer on YouTube, and I'm very lucky to call him my friend.
Part-time beer reviewer.
Part-time beer reviewer these days. That's us done. I'm sure we'll see you all again.
Ciao.